Welcome to my new video, and in this video we will be seeing how what is TF-IDF and how it works, and what is the mathematical formulation of TF-IDF, and then we will see how to use the TF-IDF vectorizer class provided by the sklearn to vectorize our data, and why TF-IDF is better than bag of words. So let's start. So TF-IDF. So this particular term TF, this is term frequency, this is term frequency, and this particular IDF is inverse document frequency. Inverse document frequency. Now what is term frequency? Term frequency is this particular thing is number of times a term. What is term? Term is word occurs in a particular document. This is term frequency. What is inverse document frequency? Inverse document frequency is log of n upon d. Now what is n? N is total number of documents. This is total number of documents. And what is d? D is number of documents in which term was present. Term or particular word for which we are calculating TF-IDF is or was present. So now why we are taking this particular term? Let me explain it. Okay. Suppose we have D1 document, D2 document, D3 and Dn document, and suppose there is a word W. This word occurs only in 10 or 20 of the documents, and suppose there are 1000 documents. Suppose there are 1000 documents and a particular word occurs only in 10, 20 or suppose 50 documents. Then this particular word may be very much informative, because rare words are informative. Suppose in the whole of the corpus, if some of the words are very rare, then we have to give more weightage to them, because they contains more information about that particular document. Because if a document, suppose if this D1 document or suppose this D2 document is different from these documents, then how to decide this? So in order to decide whether a document is different from others, there is only one way, and that is to gather information or to collect information from this particular D2 word. Now suppose D2 contains 10 words. Suppose D2 contains 10 words that are very rare in this particular corpus. Then if the user query, if the query given by the users contain three words among from this particular 10 words, then we can directly say that yeah, the user is searching for this particular document. How? Because the query of the user contains three words that are very rare in this whole of the corpus, and those three words was present in the D2. So this is the intuition behind using this particular thing, and how this is mimicking this intuition. How we can formulate this intuition in mathematical formula is this: n is the total number of documents. Okay, n is the total number of documents, and d is the documents in which the term was present. Now if suppose the number of documents is very large, suppose there are 10,000 documents. Okay, there are 10,000 documents, and only in 100 documents that particular term was present, then the log of this particular value will be how much? 100. So log 100. Suppose the base is 10, then the idea value for that particular term for which we are calculating will be 10. Now just compare. Now just for the comparison purpose, suppose there is one another term or word W for which there are total 10,000 words, and that particular word was present in suppose 2,000 documents. Okay, so now cancel this one, and this is 5, and log 5 base 10. This will be lot smaller than this particular value, because this is 10 and this will be less than 1. So now just for the comparison purpose, you can see that the words which are occurring rare in our corpus, by using this particular formulation, we can give more weightage to those terms or words which are very rare in our corpus. So now we will see what happens. Now we have seen the IDF thing. Now we have to see the TF term and how we can get this. So now suppose this is a document D1. It contains suppose 10 words. 10 words. So for every word we will have IDF value because we have gone through the whole of the corpus. We have gone through the whole of the corpus. Now we have IDF term. Now this particular DI is test. This is test query, or this is at runtime. Suppose at runtime a user gave a query which is DI and it contains 10 words. Now suppose our vocabulary contains 10,000 words in total and we have IDF values for every particular word. Now what we will do is while vectorizing we will have an array of 10k words, and at those particular indexes we will place TF IDF value. Now what we will do is, suppose this DI contains 10 unique words and suppose each word has occurred 2 times, or suppose each word has occurred more than 1 times. So the TF value for every word will be greater than 1 now because they have occurred more than once, and we will multiply the TF value with the IDF value that we already have while we were fitting our TFI TF IDF vectorizer. I will show you how to fit our TF IDF vectorizer and get the IDF values for every word or the every unique word that we have in our corpus. Now the words, suppose if this document contain a word that is WN which is not present in this particular vocabulary, then what we will do is we will just ignore this word. We will not consider this word during vectorization. We will just behave in a way that this word was not present in our document. So the words that are present in the document, we will only consider those words, because once our vocabulary has been built, we cannot vectorize those words that are not present in this vocabulary. So once that has been done, we will simply calculate the turn frequency. We have seen how to calculate it in our bag of words. We have IDF values for every words. We will just multiply it and we will get it. Now in reality, for the demonstration purpose, this is good that we are having an array of 10,000, an array of length 10,000, just because our vocabulary size is 10,000. But in reality we don't have this. What we do is we simply have the index number. Suppose we have a word W1 and W1 has been assigned an index of 100. So what we will have is we will have a value of 100 and we will have the TF IDF value of this particular index. Now suppose we have a word W2 and its index was 105. So we will have, what we will store is we will store 105 and we will store the TF IDF value of this particular word, because now word are represented by the index that was assigned to that particular word. Now suppose we have a word W3 and its index is 201. So we will store 201 and we will store the TF-IDF value of this particular word. So in this particular fashion we don't have an array of these 10,000 words. And I will show you. So now let's move on to Jupyter Notebook, and there we will see how to use TF-IDF vectorizer that is provided by the sklearn library. Okay, now just move here. We will use the same data here also that we have been using till now. The same data we have seen here, this particular data. Now in my previous bag of words video, I forgot to show you how the vectorizer will vectorize the test data. So now just see here. Suppose this is the query that we have got from the user, this particular document, and now we have to vectorize it. What we will do is we will simply put this query in a list. We will pass that list to the vectorizer, and here we will not use fit transform, because fit transform should be called only once while training. Once the vectorizer has been fit, we will only use transform, because we just have to transform this particular query. We don't have to fit the vectorizer. We have done this when we were training. Now once the vectorizer is fit, we will transform the test data, and now see, we have to print the shape. X dot shape will print the number of rows and columns. This particular 31 indicates that we have 31 unique words in our whole of the training corpus. See, this is our training corpus. No, this is our training corpus. This is very small, just for the example purpose. In real life we will have a very large training corpus, and where we will have millions of words. So now just see here, we have only 31 unique words here. Now when we will print this X, we have three values. This is 0 comma 16, this is 0 15 and 0 9. What is this? This 16 is the index of the word. Which word? We can see here. Which word? This is which word, which is the word that has an index of 16. You can just see here. See, 16 was assigned to machine, so this machine was assigned 16 and the value that it has is 16. Now this one, now you can see 15. What is 15? 15 was assigned to learning, so learning has been assigned this one. And this is 9. What is 9? We can see 9 is computers, so computers was assigned a value of this one. Now rest of the values involves discovering how they can, so these are stop words: perform, task, without. So these words were not present in our vocabulary, so these words have been ignored. So I just wanted to show you how they are ignored. And this value is not 1 2 just because they have been normalized. So I will show you why we are normalizing this in our next videos, in my next videos. So now we will move on to TF-IDF. Now we will move on to TF-IDF. So in TF-IDF also what we have to do is we will just first import the TF-IDF class. We will instantiate that TF-IDF class by passing those parameters. Lowercase I have shown you, stop words I have shown you earlier, ngrams I have shown you earlier, max df I have shown you earlier, minimum df also I have shown you, max features also. Now use idf equals to true. Why I am using this one is, this one is used if you want to see the idf values for every word in your vocabulary. I have just used this one to show you the idf values. Now we simply have to fit transform, we have to pass that data, we can see the vocabulary that was built. Now if you want to see the idf values, you just have to call this particular idf attribute. Now this machine has this idf value, this learning has this idf value, this means the study has 2 point this value, 2 point this value. So every word has been assigned an idf value here. So you can see this, you can play around with this. I will share this notebook along with this video also. In the description link I will share this Jupyter notebook. Now while test data has been passed by the user, when we will transform this, these are the values that we are getting. Why we are getting these values? Because our training corpus is so small that that bag of words and TF-IDF has don't have much difference in vectorization, because there are very less words. Once we will have a large corpus, then these values will differ a lot. So I think I have made my points very clear, and don't worry if you are not understanding it very properly. We will see all those things when we will do a real life case study, when we will use logistic regression to solve a problem. There we will use bag of words and TF-IDF, and you can see the difference in the performance of the models when we will use bag of words and when we will use TF-IDF. So you can see that. So if you are liking the videos, or if you are getting what I am making, or the videos that I am making, then please consider subscribing to the channel, because I will be uploading uh, videos on every topic each week, and each week at least I will upload 10 to 12 videos, so that you can cover machine learning very fast. So that's for now, and thanks for watching this video.